Hello guys, this is Pokéland Legend Tips with another video, and before we move into the real deal, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like. If you have any questions you can ask us in the comments, or even better, join us in Facebook. The link is in the description below. So what we're gonna be talking about today is this is the second part of the first video that we already did, which is about the meta teams. Right now the meta has pretty much settled in, and the next update is pretty much near, probably 1 month or something, and we're gonna be doing the second part of the teams that we have not included in the first part. So if you have not checked out the first part, please do. We've talked for like, I don't know, 40-30 minutes about all the meta teams, and we've left some, and we're going to be covering that today. So the first team that we're going to be talking about today is something that we did not cover fully in the first part, which is the Sword of Justice, or more of a sacrificing team. So we talked about the Sword of Justice as a team that you will use fully, which means you will build that and you will use it against other teams, which covers Virizion, Cobalion and Terrakion, and later on you can even use Keldeo instead of Terrakion to of course fight. So yeah, so this is the Sword of Justice. You can see the shards. This is the 3 sheeps or whatever, dogs or sheeps or... So this is Virizion, this is Cobalion, this is Terrakion. They are really strong, and why is that? Is that because of the abilities here. You can see Iron Hoof that will remove 12% HP. So multiply that by 3, that gives you 36% HP of each Pokemon, opponent Pokemon reduced. And of course the second ability, which is even better, when defeated, they will give the other members of your team P attack and special attack 50%, P defense and special defense and speed by 30%. So if 2 die, then you will have 100% special attack and P defense and special defense and speed by 60%. That's a lot of damage right there. So this is of course, you can use them as a full team, but you can use them as a sacrificing team, and this is really OP. So what you need is a really strong Pokemon, either Arceus in some with some plate, maybe fighting or wherever, then or Genesect, of course. Some people use Mewtwo X. You have a lot of choices in there. You can either use Terrakion here and keep Cobalion alone, fully built. But of course you have to keep these. If you want to use them, you have to keep them really low, really slow Pokemon. Not only slow, but really weak Pokemons. And your main guy should be really strong in order to gain that 60% speed. Also gain that 100% damage as well. Double his damage, so he will become pretty much overpowerful. You need to use as well Mewtwo Y as a support, so if these 2 die, then this guy will get full HP, and it will get as well a lot of other stuff, depending on the level of your support. For example, right now mine will have 8% chances to move again after each move, which become 16% since it stacks. Both of them are gonna die after 3 rounds. Then of course his attack will increase by 24% right now, because I have only site 3. So if I have site 4, for example, or 5, I'll get 30% more 30% more chances to move, and 40% more attack forever. This cannot be removed. That is super powerful. So this is one of the meta teams right now, and that it will stay a meta team even later. It's really strong. So we talked about that. Let's talk about another fan favorite, which is the god of VIP 0 right now, which is Giratina Origin. Let's talk about him. So yeah, Ghost Team is surrounded around Giratina Origin. You can evolve him using his orbs. You can see here he needs 60 orbs, and you can evolve him to become this strong Pokemon. He will be buffing only Ghost and dragons as well. They will give special damage to dragons as well. So, but he will be only buffing Ghost Pokemons. So, what kind of Pokemons you can use with this guy? So, first of all, this is the buffer. So yeah, of course, he needs to be really fast. But he does a lot of damage as well. Other Pokemon that you can use with him are Mimikyu, that would be perfect, and Mega Bannet. So this is one of the best team that you can have. Of course, you can have Hoopa there, but Hoopa is really hard to get, so we're just not gonna include it. If you have Hoopa, then yeah, Hoopa will be a beast here. But if you don't, then Mega Super Banette and Mimikyu will just be super awesome. Mimikyu with his speed buffing, then Mega Banette with her speed debuff will make your team really broken. Other possibilities that you can use instead of Super Banette is Lunala. Lunala is a good hitter as well. Or you can use, instead of Mimikyu, Sableye in his Mega. So this will work as well. Sableye will debuff and Lunala will hit, and of course she will apply poison as well. So this is basically the swaps that you can use for Ghost Team. If I was to be asked which one I do prefer to have Mimikyu as a tank in here in the middle. Then I would prefer to have, of course, Mega Banette here because speed is something important. Then I would have Giratina Origin, of course, in here. So Giratina as a tank doesn't really work, so you need him in Origin for this to become a meta team. Okay, so now we have talked about Ghost. Let's talk about others. I think we've managed to talk about pretty much everything else. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming next. What's coming next is basically fighting teams. You're gonna have a lot of fighting in there. You're gonna have fire, a lot of fire Pokemon. So you're gonna have the introduction of Infernape. You're gonna have the introduction of dark Pokemon such as Zoroark, Necrozma as well, which is a Psy. You will have a lot of other Pokemons that will include Meloetta as a fighting type, so you might want to consider fighting Pokemons. You will have new Pokemons in water type such as Mist Star. What is it called again? Misty Starmie, yeah, something like that. Then you will have new ground Pokemon, which is Brook, Onyx. There's a lot of Pokemon that are coming. Ash, Squirtle, Ash, Charizard. So all these Pokemons are becoming more and more powerful, and you will have new metas, of course, which is the Fire Team. So the Fire Team will, of course, have a new meta. So this is the second part that we did not include, which is basically Ghost Team and the Sacrificing Team. Were to mention about I would say the Lake of Guardians, which is the Psychic Team that if you want to use it, but this team needs a lot of sync, so you might not want to. I mean, if just one of them dies, then it's checkmate. Checkmate. You won't survive, basically. So if just one of them dies, then that's it. You want to have a lot of healing on each one of them and a lot of speed as well and defenses. So this team is really broken, but as well difficult to maintain. So that is not something that you should consider. Rock Team, yes. So where is our Arceus? So if you have Arceus here and Diancie here, and you have Regirock. So this is a rock team that you might want to consider as well. I mean, rock teams are not, I would say there is no buffer right now that works, but still, it's pretty strong. And you can test that. This is really strong team. I mean, Regirock buffs defenses a lot. Done with the Hail or whatever. Is it Hail? This is supposed to be Hail of Arceus. And Diancie, amazing second ability, which is Stamina. This can become a huge meta team. Of course, if you know how to build it, you need a lot of speed for all these Pokemons in order to be able. And also, if you use this, you will definitely use it with Regigas, since the Hail of Arceus will permit Regigas to unleash its support really quickly each time. So this is one of other meta teams that you can actually use. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, you can ask us in the comments. We will of course be doing another video when the next update is released. But so far with these both videos, which is the part 1 and part 2, we have pretty much covered all the meta teams right now. So cheers guys.